You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about Caleb Williams. I mean, if you're the Patriots, if you're the Bears, if you're the Cardinals, you know, a lot of fans are sitting out there. They're wondering, some of them are hoping, is Caleb Williams going to be there? Some people have backed off exactly how much they're in love with Caleb Williams in light of some of the emotional stuff. He has come out, he's made some comments about the fact that he may not even come out in the NFL draft. He may go back to college and play at USC for another year. And some of the words that he says here, I'm just going to tell you. And Mac Jones is a perfect example of this, okay? Mac Jones has had a complete meltdown with the Patriots, all right? I think there's an argument to be made that his career may be ruined. He's going to be a career backup. And it is amazing looking at some of the drop-off numbers for Mac Jones over the last 3 years. Now, we know the Patriots, their weapons are terrible. But this is PFF. In 2021 as a rookie, he was ranked as the 12th best quarterback in the NFL. He's the 34th ranked quarterback in the NFL this year. So, and one of the things that has sort of caused this meltdown is a lack of offensive weapons, not the best coaching on the offensive side of the ball. Certainly last year, that crucial second year of NFL development, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge. But the point is, in the NFL, you face adversity, and whether or not you're going to be a true, great, or even very good NFL franchise quarterback is how you can mentally process, handle, recover from letdowns, from losing, because let's be real, if you're drafted by the Patriots, if you're drafted by the Bears, if you're drafted by the Cardinals, or one of these other bad teams, you may get your head kicked in. Can you mentally handle that? Can you face the adversity of losing, which so many of and I think this affects a lot more college quarterbacks than we talk about. These guys do nothing but win from high school through college. They get to the NFL, they look up, and they're 2-9 in their rookie year. They're losing all over the place, and they're taking shrapnel from the media and everybody else. And Caleb Williams, who now is talking about going back to USC, some of the stuff he says here is, if I'm an NFL team, is very concerning and makes me think, yeah, go back to school. Go back to school. Because if you're having trouble processing losing in college, oh, hell, it's going to be tenfold the amount of pressure that's going to be on you as an NFL quarterback. This is a PFT, and this came by way of the LA Times. After last year's Heisman Trophy campaign, USC quarterback Caleb Williams became the presumptive #1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. By the way, in light of some of the losing, some of the poor performances against good college defenses, and some of his emotional stuff, you're starting to see a lot more draft boards have Drake Maye as the #1 quarterback these days. That's happening more and more and more. And I think it's because of things just like this. But now, with his 2023 season has come to a close, Williams is still keeping the door open to returning to USC for one more year. Williams told Ryan Kartje of the LA Times that it's still, quote, a game-time decision whether or not he'll declare for the draft by January 15th deadline. While Williams played well once again in 2023, USC as a team took several steps back to finish the regular season with a 7-5 record in 2022. Williams completed 66.6% of his 500 throws for 537 yards, 42 touchdowns, 5 picks. This year, he completed 68.6% of his 388 passes for 3,600 yards, so he fell back almost 900 yards. Actually, he did fall back right at about 900 yards and had 12 less passing touchdowns and the same amount of picks. He did rush for 142, and he got 11 touchdowns on the ground. This is where I get into the concerning part of this. If I'm an NFL team, if I'm a Patriots fan, Cardinals fan, Bears fan, you know, one of these bottom feeder team, the Giants maybe, and you're wanting a quarterback, some of this stuff here would bother me, okay? The signal caller said it was one of his, quote, most important years of playing football so far. I can't argue with that. I've never been in this situation where I'm 7-5 and there are no playoff hopes at the end of the season, Williams said. I'm dealing with it emotionally and dealing with it spiritually and physically. Well, when you come to the NFL, I mean, this isn't Patrick Mahomes going to Andy Reid. All right? This isn't Russell Wilson going to an already good Seahawks team, most likely. All right? And having a veteran, longtime coach, Pete Carroll, who happened to be the ex-USC coach. You're probably going to a bad franchise that potentially has a hot seat head coach. That's just facts. That's how the NFL works. It's been one of the most important years I think I've had. It's tricky. I've had to have talks with USC head coach Lincoln Riley because obviously I haven't been through it, or with my family members or people like that, just how to deal with this and how to lead, how to stay the same person I was before the season or after our first loss or second losses. What happens when you get to the NFL and you're working on loss 10 of the first season? Quote, so it's different. It was a learning process. Notably, Williams took some criticism for crying to his mother in the crowd after USC's loss to Washington on November 4th. But he doesn't seem concerned about how that might affect his perception as he potentially advances to the next level. The problem is agents are going to a lot of them are going to blow smoke up your ass and tell you it's fine, while NFL teams and players aren't going to like the reaction you had. That's just the way it is. Quote, there's a time and a place for everything, Williams said, but I'm far from ashamed about showing my emotion after any of the losses this year. It shows truth. It shows caring. All that. I'm getting better at it, showing it in the right place at the right time. But if I won a national championship or Super Bowl years down the line, if I was winning, nobody would say anything. That's absolutely factual, okay? Nobody would say anything. The problem you've got is Phillip Rivers, Dan Marino. I mean, how many great, very good, or great NFL quarterbacks never even won a Super Bowl? So you're going to be under constant scrutiny. All right? I mean, you're probably not going to win a national championship. Maybe if you come back next year, you can. If USC ever learns how to play any defense. I wouldn't count on that, by the way. But the point is, NFL teams are watching your reactions to these adverse moments that are causing drama to be put in your face, and they want to see how you react. Can you buck up in those situations? Because in the NFL, you'll melt down. You will melt down. I mean, you're going to lose a lot in the first couple of years as a rookie in the NFL in all likelihood. You know, are you going to be Peyton Manning? Or are you going to melt down like Ryan Leaf? That's a thing, and that is something teams absolutely give a damn about. In the draft evaluation, are you mentally tough? You know? And how many Super Bowl champs that I can think of, I think it was Amani Toomer, I think it was Robert Mathis, Colts, Giants, that came out and said, we don't want him, we would not want him as our quarterback leading our team. This was after the Washington loss and his reaction. They slammed him. And they basically said, he's not a leader of men. You can't act that way. Go into an NFL locker room. Go into an NFL huddle. Guys will not buy into you. I mean, if those guys are saying it, it's something to be concerned about, whether anybody likes it or not. You know, I mean, it's just the reaction. You know, it's kind of like you've seen how Mac Jones has progressively melted down as the season has went. Can you buck up, or are you going to melt down? I mean, if Caleb Williams goes to the Patriots, shit, they ain't got any offensive weapons at all. I mean, nobody can separate at wide receiver except Demario Douglas. But that's not the point. You don't have all them badass wide receivers from college, guys wide ass open. Every time you play a good defense, you can't seem to do anything as a quarterback in college. If it was me, if I was like giving advice to Caleb, go back to school. Go back and play another year, build some mental toughness, and then come out in the draft next year. Because your stock may or may not be dropping right now. You know, he's not going to, by the way, he's going to be the first or second quarterback taken in the draft no matter what. But you get the point, guys. Tell me what you think. If you are a fan of one of these bottom-feeding NFL teams, is this your guy? Because hearing him talk about not being able to process emotionally, that would worry me. As an NFL fan, I would be like, nah, I kind of want the tough sumbitch, the Tom Brady kind of dude. You know? The one that instead of having the meltdown, instead he gets pissed off, feeds off of it, and uses it as motivation. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.